final keynote of today. We really have saved the best for last. This is unlocking the potential of Web3 through consumer DeFi, iGaming, and entertainment. He was on a panel earlier, and he is back again. He's going to take your breath away with this panel. This is Harry Yeh, the founder and MD of Quantum Fintech Group. Harry, look at this audience. They're excited. Take it away, Harry.
Thank you. Right, everybody. Welcome to the last session. Unlocking the potential of Web3 through consumer DeFi, iGaming, and entertainment. I've been giving this similar talk, kind of modified and kind of updated since we got into the iGaming space. So first, I want to get a raise your hands. How many of you here actually know what Web3 is? Raise your hands. Okay, so some people kind of know what Web3 is, but most of you actually don't. So Web3 is what we call the latest iteration of the internet. You know, Web 1 was kind of like stateless HTTP protocol. That was like Amazon. Web 2 is kind of like Google, Facebook. And Web 3 is really, really more about the next evolution of the World Wide Web with blockchain technologies, decentralized web, things that kind of incorporate token and crypto-based economies. So it's probably the most exciting time to be in the engineering, the development space right now, because so many things are happening on different fronts in crypto. And the intersection of iGaming and crypto is probably the next big trend for the next 4 years, in my opinion. All right, now, you talk a little bit about Web3. What's DeFi? How many of you here have actually used DeFi? Raise your hands if you guys understand what DeFi is. So not as much. So what's DeFi? DeFi is decentralized finance. When you guys use Binance, KuCoin, Bybit, you have a username login to a website. That's called a centralized exchange service. DeFi is completely different. It changes the game. It's called self-custody, which means you hold your own wallet. You're responsible for your own keys, so it's self-custodian. So that means there's no chat. The only people that have access to your funds is you. This is actually a very, very important piece of the Web3 puzzle because it gives true freedom, which means a little bit more difficult to regulate and very, very difficult to shut down. This is kind of why I love playing in this space. So I was in the centralized space probably about 4 years ago. I tend to work on things that you'll start using in the next 4 to 5 years. So I live in the present, but I build in the future. That's what we do. Now, why crypto? When I came to IGB conference about a year ago, and then we started doing SiGMA when I talked about L3 Reserve, I was blown away that how much technology of crypto is being used in this space. It's mind-blowing. Because of all the friction that's being happening with payment processors, gateways, and banks, crypto has really kind of liberated and given freedom to a lot more people like online, especially with gaming. So the value of crypto now is we all get financial freedom. We have the choice. No more, hey, why can't I get access to my money, on weekends? How come we can send satellites up to space, but we can't get banking on weekends and after 5 p.m.? Well, it's because they want to hold on to your money. That's how they earn interest. That's the game. That's the game of banking that a lot of people don't understand. So now let's talk about what are the challenges of Web3 and DeFi. This technology is very, very revolutionary and integral to the success of iGaming and finance. But what are the challenges? So I'm going to tell you what the current challenges are and why we're addressing them, why we're tackling them. I like to work on very, very difficult problems because difficult problems is where you get that increase of value from 0 to 1 versus like 1 to n. So DeFi is very, very challenging to use and it's harder to secure. Web3 and crypto is challenging enough. Crypto custody is even more challenging. Talk about self-custody. Onboarding and on-ramping. How many of you have had challenges where you try to buy something and you're always being blocked based off of your location, payments, et cetera, et cetera? So for us, we want to focus on consumer adoption, but a consumer adoption is a very, very steep and challenging curve. So a solution to all of these challenges, this is why I invested and I helped co-found a protocol called life.com. So what is Life? What is Life, right? It's a great brand. I couldn't buy life.com, so I bought lif3.com. So it's pronounced Life, not Lift3, everybody says. So Life is really a vertically integrated consumer DeFi ecosystem. We have our own permission layer 1, that's a fork of EVM-OS. We have an access layer control built on top. We have a stable asset, not a stable coin, which I'll talk about a little bit later, called L3USD, through L3 Reserve. And we focus on the best consumer DeFi experience through a web and a mobile app. And we believe in kind of taking the same model that Apple has, where we build vertical infrastructure from the infrastructure layer all the way up to the actual application layer. So what are the keys to unlocking the potential of Web3 and DeFi? We believe there's 3 things that need to happen for there to be true consumer adoption with Web3 and DeFi. So these keys will help some of the it will help solve some of the challenges, and the keys will help unlock with the value of what blockchain provides. So the first step of consumer DeFi is bringing the use cases, making self-custody easier. So right now, self-custody is a challenge for most people. So you're going to start seeing a lot of self-custody providers. You see Trust Wallet, FastX Wallet, MetaMask. They all have opportunities for you to back up your seed phrases to encrypt it to the iCloud. Multi-party computation, backup of seed phrases, Google Smart Lock. These are all very, very important features. So the number one thing is you have to protect consumers from themselves. Believe me, it's true. Okay, so the next also is ease of use. Consumers typically are very, very lazy. They want stuff that's easy, fun to use. So we make it so that it's gamified. It's easier to earn higher yields, easier to swap assets or leverage trade. Lending and borrowing is also part of it. So the key, one of the first keys that we identified is building a mobile wallet app. Thanks to my friend Ali here, is the one. Because of him, we have a mobile wallet app. Thanks, Ali. We were at a Billionaire, and he was trying to buy Phantom. He was trying to buy Life token, and he said to me, hey, Harry, I want to buy Life. I said, sure, it's really easy. He goes, is it on Binance? I'm like, no, but Phantom's on Binance. But the steps are, you have to send your money to Binance, send the Phantom to MetaMask, then do the swap, then you own the project. So 10 steps, it's too much for the consumer. So we decided to make it easy for consumers, we built this app. So then L3USD, one of the other keys is having stable asset, layer 1 infrastructure, using Life as a gas token, and L3USD as the stable asset. Now this is really, really cool. I don't really gamble on mobile much, but one of our friends that runs iMoon, they ported the Crash game. This is a Crash game, and it works currently inside the mobile app browsers. So as you can see, we're incentivizing people to use L3USD and the Life token inside the game. And this isn't prototype. It actually works. It was working at ICE. If you guys are interested in kind of seeing how this works for your online gaming platform, you can talk to our team after. So L3 Reserve, what's L3 Reserve? L3 Reserve is the issuer of the stable token called L3USD. So what is L3USD and why is it important? Well, when I looked at the stablecoin market right now, what we have is we have 2 big stablecoins. Before it used to be 3. And I created this category of stables called the variable collateralized stable. Right now, in the first version, its liquidity is backed by stuff in the curve pool and other stables. It's designed to be a volatile stable. I know that sounds kind of strange, but the main reason why is this is a utility token. It's not a true stablecoin backed by, let's just say, offline assets initially. And it's designed to be inherently volatile, range bound from 95 to 105, and it's designed to be a higher yielding stable. So this way, when regulatory looks at it, it's really a utility token because it's volatile, right? So there's different phases. First is building deep liquidity, unlocking borrow, and then collateralized lending, which we'll kind of get into a little bit more. But why do we need another stable? When I look at this space, the first thing I realized was everybody's using USDT and Tron, but there's really no incentive. And it actually costs the industry money to put money into USDT. You have 10 basis point on-ramp, 10 basis point off-ramp. Tether just made $3 billion last quarter putting money into treasuries. Also, it's stablecoins need to be an oligopoly, not a monopoly, because if something happens to Tether, it affects all of us. So what you're going to start seeing in the next 6 to 12 months, and I believe in the next 24 months, you're going to start seeing more stables coming into the market just to offset risk. So our goal really now is L3 Reserve is an industry-backed, as an iGaming industry-backed and supported stable. So we're really, really here. We're bringing the platform, the technology, really to support this space. So it's decentralized, permissioned, lower transaction costs, and this will help simplify cross-border payments. And this is all on DeFi right now, so it's not centralized. These numbers are staggering. It's incredible. About $70 billion this year is transferred on Tether alone. How much of that is actually coming back into the iGaming space? None of it, right? So when I saw this number, imagine 5 to 10% adoption of L3USD or other stables in the space. You guys can kind of do the math. And we expect this number to grow to about 134 billion, by 2030. It's going to compound growth. The number will actually be much higher. Now, key number 3 is one of my favorite. Entertainment, the key to unlocking DeFi. Why? People want to be part of something, especially so culture for us at Life is a very, very, very important thing. So this is why we spend a lot of time, a lot of money on events, relationships, and we believe for all of us, we all love Apple products or we buy products because it touches our heart. So influencers, music, Formula One, MotoGP, all of these things are very, very important in order for people to trust and want to use your product, which is kind of why a core part of the Life experience is really the entertainment side. And if any of you guys have been to parties at Formula One, MotoGP, if you guys watch Drive to Survive, we're on, this year, that's Pierre Gasly and Fabio Quartararo. These guys are not only investors in the protocol, but they also support the mission of kind of what Life is doing. And then you've got Sasha and Barek. These are very, very famous singers, reggaeton, and DJ. We're sending Barek into outer space. He's going to be the first DJ to play in outer space. And then also one of the other key 3s is esports tournament, how to build the ecosystem. So right now, we've had our first PUBG tournament. I see esports, they're talking about it here. Esports is all about building community. But what's interesting is iGaming is you can actually even bet on esports. And see, these are just some of the numbers now in esports, and the numbers growing. And the youthful segment, what I find, they'll start in esports, and then when they get older, they don't have time to play games, they graduate to iGaming. So in summary, Life brings all 3 of these keys under one ecosystem. We believe, consumer DeFi, iGaming, and entertainment. That's really kind of our core focus. And our goal is to unify this experience and make DeFi easy for anyone to use, which in turn makes it easier for people to get into iGaming. So you know what? This is the pitch. What's the opportunity? Hey, you want to get involved in Life? If you want, you can join the family, scan the QR code, download the app. If you want to buy it, you can buy it on Bitmart. You can buy it on Bitfinex. You can buy it through the Life wallet, through DeFi. And of course, I have a hedge fund if you want to invest. If anybody wants to invest, this is a bit more complicated. Won't talk about that too much here. And who am I? So my name is Harry Yeh, managing partner and founder of Quantum Fintech Group. Hedge fund manager in 2014, managed about $2 billion in assets during the last bull market cycle. Co-founder and investor of Life, L3 Reserve, Quantum Fintech Group. I got into Bitcoin back in 2013. Most of you in Dubai know, I helped bring Phantom to them and everything. I'm based in Abu Dhabi. And I want to thank you. But wait. One more thing. Why are you leaving? I'm not done yet. Right? I just wanted to see who would actually get up on stage. Sorry, that's kind of like something Steve Jobs does, so I thought it was pretty cool. So I am very, very happy today to announce a Life partnership. I get goosebumps when I think about this, because when I came into this space back in June of last year, and I felt the energy, this place is electric. There's energy in here, and we figured, okay, when we showed up at SBC Barcelona, we had this L3 Reserve booth. So our friends over at Gumball Pay and Bid and Pay were telling us, David, how are you doing? These guys, our friends, Vadim, Sasha, it's because of you guys we got into this space, because we're like, wow. And I've been to a lot of crypto conferences, and they're nothing as much fun as these. You've got people drinking, DJ. I was like, this is just 3 days. I can come to these things and have fun for 3 days, meet people, and really, really enjoy my life. So we figured, okay, at SiGMA in Malta, so the first experience was IGB, where we had the L3 Reserve booth. They had no idea what we were doing. We got noise complaints because we had the DJ booth turned on loud, but we were having a good time. Then at SiGMA Malta, we're like, okay, you know what? Start talking to people, start getting ideas. Okay, what's next? That's when we got our first casino integration, and we got the idea that, okay, let's have L3 USD and incentivize it and do something for the industry. And then finally at ICE, it was a B2B conference, and it was the funniest experience. Like, you cannot make this up, I tell you. Back in 2021, when I had this thing called the Phantom Developer Conference, I actually had about 50 casinos approach me. And by the time I got to the 50th casino, I just said, you know what? You know, crypto's already going through a very, very tough regulatory part. We just can't deal with iGaming and casinos. But strangely enough, the people that we're partnering with, they came and asked me, hey, do you want to work with us? And then after 5 minutes, I said, you know, iGaming wasn't something that we could touch, so I'm sorry. Don't want to waste your time. And, you know, fast forward, I always believe the most successful companies, Facebook, Google, Apple, it's all about you got to have 25% the team, 25% product, and 50% is timing. Okay, so we've got the amazing product, we've got an amazing team, now we've got an amazing partnership, and I think the timing is right. So nothing makes, are you guys ready? This is the partnership, all right? So where's the FastX guy? We had him make the rocket ship. So I have to tell you, there's not too many things that I've seen in this space, but so the funny thing is, Soft Construct, and now like Fast1, these guys met me at the Phantom Developer Conference, and they were the first people I said no to. And then at ICE, you know, my friend Vegan right there, we had some good conversations. You know, we flew to Armenia, and I have to tell you, I'm so happy. You cannot make this up. I'm an advisor to FTN, okay? So the token's actually called FTN Fast Token, Fast Network. We're gonna be deploying our protocol on Bahamut. We're one of the first projects to do this. I'm very, very excited to do this. We're talking about a Web3 fund as well, though they already have an incredible, you know, developer fund. The Phantom Developer Conference, we're in talks right now to do a live and fast developer conference. Really, really to bring developers into Web3. So to me, this is the most exciting partnership in the Web3 space. So as you can take a look here, is there a little laser pointer? Yeah, look, you see, we're already working on deploying our DeFi protocol on the Bahamut blockchain. So you'll see Life and FTN, there's going to be a swap. This is what we're going to be working on. But what I think is absolutely incredible is the ecosystem that these guys have built. Like, I saw this. You know, there's a $17 million fund. If you're a Web3 developer, I encourage you, go to Bahamut.io grants. They have a $17 million fund, and the chart of this project is insane. It's one of the best charts that I've ever seen, but the team is more incredible. So, and this was in Armenia. I mean, we have Enjoy Life, FT NFT. So I got to DJ with like some of the best DJs, and it was one of the best experiences. So we're all about building bridges. We're bridging into iGaming, and Soft Construct is bridging into crypto. So I'm happy to really, really announce this partnership and be a part of it. And you know, that's it for today, but follow us on Twitter, and then also follow Fast Token and everybody else. And look, FTN for the win.
Amazing. A huge round of applause for both Harry Yeh,
yeah,
for the live token.